I still remember the silence that fell when I stood up and said, "Before everyone keeps celebrating, I need to make something clear. That baby isn't mine." The laughter died instantly. My wife's smile froze, and her glass slipped from her hand, smashing on the floor. It wasn't how I planned to expose her, but when you've been lied to long enough, silence becomes poison. And that night, I finally spit the poison out. My name's Aaron, and for the longest time, I thought I had the perfect life. A loving wife, Emily. We'd been together for 5 years. She was radiant, funny, the kind of woman who could make a room light up just by walking in. When she told me she was pregnant, I was over the moon. I had no reason to doubt her. I went all out. Baby clothes, the nursery, even picked out names before we knew the gender. Every evening, I'd put my ear to her belly, listening, smiling, imagining the future. Our friends would say, "You two are couple goals." I believed them. I believed her, until I started noticing things that didn't fit the picture-perfect frame. It began with small changes. Late-night girls' dinners, text messages she'd quickly clear when I walked into the room, and her phone, always on silent, face down. At first, I told myself not to be paranoid. She was pregnant. Maybe she just needed space. But then, I noticed something else. The timeline. See, according to the doctor, she was further along than she'd told me. About a month more. I brushed it off. Maybe the doctor miscalculated. But when I asked her about it, she got defensive. Too defensive. Then came the nights she slept at her sister's place. The same sister who later slipped up and said, "You know, Emily wasn't with me last Thursday." My stomach dropped. That was the night she said her phone had died and she'd fallen asleep early. A pattern was forming, one I couldn't ignore anymore. The truth came by accident. Or maybe fate decided I'd suffered enough. One afternoon, I was cleaning up the living room when her phone buzzed on the table. I shouldn't have looked, but my hands acted before my brain could stop them. It was a message from a man named Derek. It read, "She's moving a lot today. Wish I could be there to feel her kick." My blood ran cold. There was only one he could be talking about. I scrolled up, message after message of affection, secret meetings, inside jokes. And then, the worst one. "Can't wait to see our little one. I'll love her just like I love you." I felt something inside me break. Everything I'd been building, dreaming, and sacrificing for was a lie. But I didn't confront her. Not yet. Because I realized I could end this my way. Her baby shower was coming up. She had planned every detail, pastel balloons, a cake that said, "Welcome baby Grace," and 100 smiling faces to applaud her perfect life. So I smiled too. I acted the doting husband, held her hand, played the part. But underneath the calm, I was waiting. When the time came for speeches, everyone was gathered around. Cameras out, laughter echoing. She was glowing, standing next to me. I could have left it alone, walked away quietly, but she had humiliated me for months, and I wanted the truth to live where she'd buried it, in public. So I took the mic. Before I say anything, I began, "I just want to thank everyone for coming to celebrate Emily, and the baby." Everyone clapped. She smiled, proud. Then I added, "There's just one thing. I think it's only fair to tell you that the baby isn't mine." The clapping stopped. You could have heard a pin drop. Emily froze, her face drained of color. I handed her phone to her father. "You might want to read those messages," I said. Then I walked out. No yelling, no chaos, just truth, raw, cold, and final. That night, I checked into a cheap motel. I sat on the edge of the bed, wondering how I'd become a stranger in my own story. But something strange happened. I didn't feel broken. I felt free. It wasn't easy. The whispers, the pity, the anger, they all came. But over time, I realized something powerful. You don't heal by getting revenge. You heal by reclaiming your peace. I built myself back piece by piece. And one day, I looked in the mirror and realized I no longer saw a victim. I saw a man who refused to live in lies. So to anyone listening, remember this. The truth hurts, but living in deception hurts more. Walk away. Speak your truth. And don't ever let someone else write your story. Subscribe to SilkMirror for more real-life stories of heartbreak, revenge, and transformation.